Hey everyone! So I've been debating whether or not to talk about this particular subject because I feel like some people might take it the wrong way and some people might not quite understand the point I'm trying to get across, because it's really difficult for me to find the words to really explain what I want to explain. But it's a perspective I think when it comes to hearing loss, it's important to share. And I want to say that every single person who has hearing loss has a unique hearing loss journey to themselves. So what I'm about to talk about is specific to me. However, what I'm trying to say, I hope that you will take and kind of digest it and see if it kind of relates to your hearing loss journey. So I was diagnosed in 2016 at the age of 25 with otosclerosis. I didn't get hearing loss in my 60s, 70s, 80s. I wasn't born with hearing loss, so I got it at a relatively unique age. And it was really hard for me to accept. I was only dating my husband in about 6 months at the time. I was just kind of discovering who I was becoming as an adult, and I didn't know of anyone that had hearing loss at my age. I did know of people who were born with it, and I did know people, in their 60s or 70s, but I didn't know anyone in my circle who had hearing loss, and I really struggled with it. And it wasn't until 2020 chaos that I was able to speak more openly about it, and it was like a switch went off in my head. I realized I needed to do a lot of internal kind of discovery to realize that I was really ashamed about having hearing loss, and I was super embarrassed about it, but I didn't really understand why. Like, why was I embarrassed? Why was I ashamed? And I realized it was because of the way society pushes certain things on us, and presents hearing loss in TV and in media. And I was embarrassed to be kind of grouped into that. And then I had like an aha moment where I was like, why the heck do I care so much about people I don't even know's opinion about me, or people who I do know's opinion about me? Because the only opinion that should matter is my own about myself. And I hope that that is one point you can take from this video, is that you should not pay attention to other people's opinions of you. You should focus on how you feel about yourself and how you treat yourself, because that is all that really matters. Because you never really truly know someone's opinion of you. You might have a thought that you think that they're thinking this way of you. And when I realized that I was just making up all of these things in my head, I was like, why am I putting so much energy into this? Why do I care so much? And when I was able to like turn off all those thoughts, I am, this is gonna sound weird, but I'm proud to have hearing loss. I am 100% okay to have hearing loss. Now, I'm not saying that I still don't have bad hearing days. I'm not saying that I still don't get frustrated when people say never mind or whisper or mumble, but I'm saying that I can confidently talk to a new person and say, yeah, I have hearing loss, I wear hearing aids, so what? It's not an easy attitude or easy way to present yourself, but I have found great power in it, and that is what has really fueled the fire with my channel and has really fueled the fire in my passion to help other people advocate for themselves, to encourage people to get their hearing checked, and to be proud of your hearing aids. And I know, again, my story is very unique, so I'm really only talking about my own personal experiences. I have no idea what your life looks like, what the people in your life look like, your support groups and whatnot, but I have found power in owning it, being proud of it, and just unapologetically being myself and showing off my hearing loss, because I truly believe I wouldn't be where I am today had I not been diagnosed with hearing loss. And so this whole point of this ramble video is for me to just ask you to dig deep down inside, figure out what it is. If you are struggling with this, I'm not saying that everyone with hearing loss struggles with this, but I struggled with this for years in the beginning of my hearing loss journey. But I ask you to figure out internally why, when people speak about hearing loss or ask questions about your hearing loss or bring up different topics about hearing loss, why it might bother you if it does. Because like I said, early on in my hearing loss journey, if someone asked me about it, I would get so defensive, and I was just like, okay, whoa, April, take a minute. Like, why did you just like react that way? And it was because I was embarrassed and ashamed because I felt less than. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with having hearing loss. There's nothing wrong with you. There is just this whole stigmatization around hearing loss, and unfortunately that's just the way the world is. But with channels like myself and so many other incredible channels and people who are openly talking about it, hopefully little by little we can make a difference and get people to talk about hearing loss in a completely different way and see that there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I find with my videos, when I get passionate about these topics, I start to ramble. So thank you for sticking with me if you're still watching at this point. But I just want everyone to kind of take a moment and to think about your hearing loss journey and think about why it is you might struggle talking about it, why it is you don't necessarily feel comfortable disclosing it. And I hope that you can find comfort and confidence from this video to talk about it and to disclose it to people that you want to disclose it to. Not to say that you have to disclose it to anyone, but again, I have found power in sharing my story, and I have found power in talking about it, and I hope you can find that power too.